Top 12 best Armaf fragrances for spring 2024. Without any further ado, I want to start by El Cielo at number 12. It is a sweet, aquatic, very little woody and fruity type of fragrance. Reminds me of Invictus by Paco Rabanne, but not exact clone of that fragrance, as we have here some sort of black tea-ish vibe at the background of the fragrance, and added melon, which is a great springy summery note. Adds to fragrance a very fruity and happy fresh vibe. It is one of those complementing Armaf fragrances, very mass appealing and safe blind buy worthy type of fragrance. Lasts only 5 to 6 hours plus, with first hour and a half average projection and sillage. Let's continue by Seduction pour Homme at number 11. Oh my goodness, very ugly bottle. Look at this cap. But juice inside is good, I can say. One of those accurate and high quality smelling Armaf fragrances. Smells better than most of Armaf fragrances in terms of that quality. So here we have a sweet, at the same time salty, fresh and oceanic fragrance. Very close to Invictus Legend by Paco Rabanne. I cannot say it is one of those complementing Armaf fragrances, but I really enjoy this salty, oceanic and at the same time sweet DNA. Also I like Invictus Legend as well. I can say it is long lasting, lasts 8-10 hours plus, but projection and sillage is not that loud, sits close to the skin. Not a complementing fragrance as I said, but I really enjoy it and I prefer it for spring and summer. Number 10, Excellus. Oh, such a beautiful DNA. Another great job from House of Armaf, I have to say. Closed eyes, it is nothing from Armaf or a cheap cologne fragrance. I have to say that it is sugary, it is leathery, grassy, drops of booze way at the background, a little bit powdery, very well balanced and velvety type of fragrance. DNA is fall and winter type of DNA, but because of projection and sillage, I prefer it for fall and spring. Let's say to this one, reminds me of Seduction by Nerro, or let's say Seduction Privé together, I have to say, with touch of Armaf, with added some citrusy notes, like drops of citruses at the background. I can get 6 hours longevity with this one, with first hour and a half average projection and sillage, or let's say after first hour it is soft type of projector and gets compliments. Number 9 is Nuit, a great alternative of green Irish to it, with added more woodiness and weight. It is very close to that fragrance, but we have here more woody notes. Let's say has some sort of weight to it compared to the green Irish to it. Not as high quality, but fair enough, I have to say to this one, and leans a little bit more powdery somehow and earthy compared to the green Irish to it. In terms of compliments, for sure gets compliments. Lasts on me between 6 to 7 hours plus in terms of longevity, let's say 6 hours, with first hour and a half average projection and sillage. Number 8 is Leparfait. By purpose I put it exactly after Nuit because both of these fragrances are cologne of green Irish Shade, or let's say this one is inspired by that fragrance. It is one of those rare cologne or inspired fragrances that I really enjoy it over the real stuff. I really enjoy this one over the green Irish Shade. I say why. Oh, it has more weight to it. It is darker, a little bit less or more like incensey, added incensey notes we have here. It is like darky, woody and incensey version of green Irish to it with added powderiness, but powderiness is here like soily, dusty, not like floral. So it is like green Irish to it with added weight, or let's say darker version of green Irish to it, which I really enjoy it. Lasts only 6-7 hours plus in terms of longevity. Projection and sillage is like soft for first hour and a half. Number 7 is Sauville. Imagine Dior Sauvage with way less ambroxan, pepper and a little bit reduced lavender, but that DNA, that backbone is here touchable with added ton of citruses. This is like way citrusy version of Dior Sauvage with lesser aggressive notes, let's say. It is a slightly herbal, woody with drops of sweetness at the background. It is not too sweet fragrance. It is more sour with ton of citruses here. Gets crazy compliments. It is one of those complementing Armaf fragrances. Performance is average, 5 to 6 hours on my skin with first hour and a half average projection and sillage. Let's continue by Italiano Nerro Uomo at number 6. It is a very yummy fragrance. It is like bad atomizer, by the way. It is fruity, Oh, pineapple is very realistic, very yummy, juicy to your face. Strawberry cream, it is creamy. I get vanilla and sugar. I can say it is like more yummy or fruity version of Black Excess by Paco Rabanne. This one is one of the very first batches of this fragrance. That's why it is a beast mode type of fruity, fresh, creamy fragrance. Lasts on me solid 10 hours plus. In terms of longevity, I have no idea about the newer batches, but this one is a solid lasting fragrance, and projection and sillage is good for first 2 hours and gets crazy compliments. Now we are at top 5. I really enjoy this fragrance, one of those great jobs from House of Armaf. But before that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you believe I add value to you, remember to subscribe and give one of these. I really appreciate that. Bois Luxura. So it is a masculine, dressed up and high class, expensive smelling type of cheapy. Oh my goodness, it is like dirty, citrusy, leafy. If you like your Fahrenheit, especially Aqua Fahrenheit, which is discontinued and it is highly expensive, this is a great alternative of that fragrance. Smells like 95%, close to Aqua Fahrenheit. I can say in the air it is identical. Such a masculine and bold, bossy type of springy, summery fragrance. I prefer it better for fall and spring, let's say. Leafy, citrusy, dirty. That gasoline note is here toned down, so lasts on me like 7-8 hours plus maximum in terms of longevity, with first hour and a half noticeable type of projection and sillage. And as I said, it is not one of those complementing fragrances, but I like it. At number 4, I have two fragrances because they smell close to each other, and if you have any of them, the other one is redundant. I will explain to you, then you can decide which one to go. So Urban Man Elixir and Hunter Intense. Urban Man Elixir came after Hunter Intense, so I can say it is like improved version of Hunter Intense. Hunter Intense is like mixture of Dior Sauvage, Invictus, without that much of Ambrox, and you can get DNA of both of those fragrances. We have here more DNAs, and this fragrance is way more complex compared to the Hunter Intense. For example, we have here added YEDP, little bit Versace Eros and Aventus, like way more complex and crowded version of Hunter Intense. I like this one better for sure, but I get better compliments with this one. So in terms of performance, I can say this one is solid 8 hours in terms of longevity, with 2 hours of good projection and sillage. This one is 10-12 hours plus in terms of longevity, and 2-3 hours loud projection and sillage. A good lasting, a beast mode fragrance, I have to say. So this is more beautiful. I prefer this one. I get better compliments with this one. It's up to you. At number 3, a very ugly fragrance that gets compliments. I mean in terms of scent profile, not presentation and so on. Milestone. If you are not into, let's say, niche fragrances, if you are new into the game and you don't have what so-called trained nose, stay away from this one. You won't appreciate this one. It is not a safe, blind by worthy fragrance. So lots of relevant notes are here. You don't find any connection between notes. For example, we have salt, we have melon, we have powdery notes, we have rooty notes, we have floral notes. As I said, very irrelevant and unusual smelling type of fragrance, and it is little bit muddy, dirty. So it is cologne of Millésime Imperial from House of Creed, a salty, freshy and niche standing fragrance. Lasts on me solid 8 hours plus, with 2 hours of good projection and sillage, and gets definitely compliments. Number 2, Armaf Club de Nuit Sillage, hands down at top 5 best Creed Silver Mountain Water alternatives out there. It is not exactly like that. They have another juice, Armaf Club Derby Club House Blanche. That one is closer in terms of that accuracy to Silver Mountain Water. This one is also close, but not like 100%. We have here added more weight, woodiness and spiciness. So it is like citrusy and woody, and gets better compliments even compared to the real stuff. Silver Mountain Water lasts on me 10 hours plus in terms of longevity, with 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I can say, like solid projection sillage. Sillage of this fragrance is way louder compared to the projection, I have to say. Leaves a very lime scent trail behind. At number 1, come on guys, you know it, but again also I say, Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP. You can go buy pure parfum, you can go buy limited edition. I cannot suggest with a good conscience, let's say, EDT, as some of them are very weak. So why EDP? Because it's my opinion, because we have here enough that great opening, that citrusiness, that fruitiness, and also enough smoky at the dry down. I know you are crazy about smokier batches of Aventus, so it is more polished and rounded compared to all versions, and it is enough fruity, enough smoky. This is 1 a.m. I have to go. Remember to subscribe. Take care.